Hello again and welcome back to another one. And today we have a couple of topics to cover, from one that started a crapstorm on social media when MGK decided to make some wild claims about the outcome of his battle with Eminem. And this was in response to a reaction video about a music video he dropped recently. So when you take into consideration, it makes sense why he decided to bring up Eminem right now. And boy, he's been getting cooked on Twitter for hours.
Have you talked to Eminem since you got this beef? How tall are you? Woo! Yeah!
Damn. As it looks like MGK is back to cosplaying as a rapper, and we'll expand on this in a bit. And today we also have more from the Cash Money founders, who briefly spoke about Eminem, and they shut down a rumor that have lingered for some time now that linked Eminem to Cash Money Records, and we'll expand on this momentarily. And we also got what looks to be Drake's unofficial PR manager, Akademiks, who recently went off on Joe Budden and Elliott Wilson following Elliott's recent appearance on the Joe Budden podcast, where Elliott Wilson tried to make it seem like he wasn't rooting for Kendrick to sweep Drake in this battle. And to be fair, Akademiks was actually spitting on this rare occasion when it comes to how media journalists in hip-hop on a mainstream level are clearly biased but like to pretend like they aren't at the same time, which is hilarious. And we'll expand on this later, and I'll be looking forward to your thoughts in the comments section as usual. And starting with Eminem's Houdini, on its second week, it doubled up in some markets around the world, and starting with the United Kingdom, after what looked to be stiff competition from Sabrina Carpenter that casted a bit of doubt towards the end of the week, Houdini came out on top, and Eminem made UK chart history. Check it out. Eminem's Houdini spends a second week at number 1 on the UK singles chart. It becomes the longest running number 1 hit of his career. And boy, the critics are running out of narratives at this point, as this was met with either shock or it is kind of amazing how he still manages to have chart success despite creatively regressing further into a parody of himself. Would be interesting if he tried challenging himself on an album sometime, and I'm convinced that the last album these critics heard about was Revival, and I don't even think they listened to Revival. They just watched reviews and have been stuck in 2017 since then, because the only way anyone thinks Eminem wasn't challenging himself on Kamikaze and Music to Be Murdered By is if they expect Eminem to put out a R&B album, melodic rap album, pop punk or rock album, because some things can be objectively measured in hip-hop, and the rap performance on Kamikaze and Music to Be Murdered By were certainly elite and challenging. It may not be for everyone's taste, although you'd have to listen to the album to know that, rather than parrot the same talking points. And we got a report of where Houdini's second week ranks in the UK overall. Check this out. Biggest UK week singles in 2024, and as you can see, Houdini's second week is the third biggest of 2024 in the country. And when it comes to YouTube United Kingdom, the announcer said, "Mind the gap," as Eminem has earned the biggest opening by far in 2024 with Houdini in the country. And over in Australia, Houdini also held onto the number 1 spot for the second week. And the levels of cope following the success of Houdini is through the roof right now, since he is the biggest rapper in the world based on monthly listeners right now on Spotify. And believe me, the struggle is real. Check this out, for instance. I don't think anyone still listens to M for enjoyment anymore, but people who was fans and have respect for him will always check anything he releases. That's why his streams are always so high, in my opinion.
I can't respect your opinion. I know it's your opinion, but your opinion's wrong.
And it is good to see the fans notice the change in cope that's been going on, as some have now expanded. I remember a few years ago it was nobody listens to M. Now it is M has a strong fan base who listen to his music. That's not as big a drag as you think it is. In fact, like we just reported in the last video, that Houdini is already the biggest week in music in 2024 when it comes to number 1s around the world at 13 countries. So that quote, strong fan base argument is hilarious, because they are pretty much saying nearly every music fan around the world is also an Eminem fan. Like, how is this a bad thing? And overall, for the second week running, Houdini is the top rap song in the world on Spotify with over 51.8 million streams in its second week. And here's something you don't see in the streaming era of music that got some users asking, where is Drake? Which got this response. His most streamed rap song this week was Rich Baby Daddy with 5.8 million plays, which is quite ironic since this is happening coming off the Kendrick Lamar battle where Sexy Red was name dropped, and some have concluded, seeing as Eminem made the most appearances on the list, the fact Eminem is clearly not even close to the level he was at in 2000 to 2004 in terms of sales and commercial success, yet still has 5 songs on this list just baffles me. He was so huge back then that even now he's competing with everyone else. Just goes to show how big he was. And moving on, before we get to MGK's take on the outcome of his battle with Eminem, Cash Money founders Birdman and Slim recently spoke about Slim, about how the respect has always been mutual with Eminem, and they also shut down a rumor during their chat with DJ Who Kid. Check out a snippet.
You guys collab with Eminem a few times. How's that relationship with Eminem?
That was great. I met him a couple times.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Him and Wayne traded some features before.
Wow.
I was on their video set. I met him a couple of times myself. Him always been cool with us.
I want to know how does Slim talk to Eminem? Like, so how do you talk to this guy?
I
Like,
mean, I don't talk much, bro.
yeah, I see. You guys were signing so many artists. I heard Eminem was on the list back in the days. It almost like was in talks. Is that true?
Nah.
Y'all never tried to get Eminem back in the days?
Nah.
That's a cool rumor out
That
there.
would have been great, though.
That would have been great for a fact.
I wish we would have.
That would have been great.
I'd had a contract running fast. Get his signature on it.
I've been living in Detroit.
And in response to this, some have expanded. Wayne has always shown respect to M, and M to Wayne. They are real, genuine men, not fake at all. I've always hated fake people, and these two are the opposite of that. And moving on, Screw recently reacted to an MGK video where he claimed, nah, this dude Machine Gun Kelly was rapping on this. However, his reaction video included a segment that caught MGK's attention. Check out a snippet.
Now, there's some people who have already wrote MGK off. There's the most extreme, like, Eminem fans and stans who will never like this nigga just because he went into battle against Eminem, which I don't understand, because I respect people who go into battles. No matter if now Eminem won, I got Eminem winning, but like MGK really stood up and fought. There's a lot of people Eminem were too afraid to even say something about M, so I got respect for that dude. You know what I mean? Was I respecting how he was moving during that? Not the greatest, but I think there's a lot of mental things going on with MGK at that time too. And I think Eminem does have part to do with that, because sometimes when you get into a battle with that nigga, it's gonna get dark for you, you know what I mean? But I'm liking him.
And MGK reacted to his video with to where it was shot in Cleveland on CSU's staircase and another spot on the west side of the city. And the pool, I just emptied it in my backyard. Also, he didn't win. And boy, this was clearly an invitation to get blasted, since winners don't switch genres after winning. Losers, on the other hand, seek greener pastures in other fields after getting embarrassed. And they've been going in on MGK, saying Eminem won would be an understatement. He knocked you out of contention so bad you had to switch genres and had multiple identity crises. I assure you, a 5th grader could come up with 70% of your lines on Rap Devil. Give it up. At this point, your past just lost to him. And MGK opened a can of worms with this one. Speaking on identity crisis, we got a collection in reaction to him. And this collection shared with the caption, imagine still referencing the beef from 6 years ago. He definitely neutered you off on not alike before putting the nail in the coffin by dismantling your machine gun so hard when Killshot happened. Put down the meth pipe, R. Kelly.
Oh my God, guys, why didn't you tell me there was a group of emo guardians on social media declaring what's emo or not, and that I didn't make the cut? Emo, 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 emo. It's mine!
I'm not waiting until she's 18, I'll go now. I'm 23, dog, like, I'm not like a creepy age, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm 23, bro. She's 17 and she's like a celebrity. Like, there is no limits right there. Robert Plant, who is one of the greatest lead singers ever. For all y'all don't know, he sung for Led Zeppelin, dated a girl that was 14. Axl Rose, who was one of the biggest badasses ever, dated a girl that was 16 and wrote a song on his first album about the girl that was 16. I don't care. Say what you want, man. If Kendall Jenner is in your bedroom naked and you're 50, you're going.
Come on, man. You think this shit is cool?
You're 50, you're going.
Nah, man. Ooh, we're failing as a people. Ooh.
And it seems nothing's changed, as a poll was up that shows even in 2024, it is still a landslide victory for Eminem, and the PDF file allegations keep following MGK. Keep coping, PDF, Eminem won, and more back when Eminem cooked this PDF file. And this photo with his big bro isn't helping matters right now. And all I know for a fact is, if any rapper were to win Eminem in a battle, at this stage, there is no way in hell they'd switch genres after such a feat. After taking down the biggest artist of all time in the genre, all we will see is stadium tours and press runs for at least 24 months straight, celebrating the victory and cashing in on taking down the giant. Kendrick versus Drake in 2024 has given us a glimpse into what that would look like. And speaking on the recent battle in hip-hop, Akademiks recently went off on Elliott Wilson and Joe Budden for pretending like they haven't been praying for Drake's downfall, since Elliott Wilson was on Joe Budden's podcast recently acting like a victim after he claimed Drake sent a rat emoji to him for allegedly spilling secrets to Kendrick's camp.
I had to think like Venice, like Kendrick's in Venice, you're in Venice, like, so I had to view it like I'm just really against him. So when he dropped Family Matters, it was just like, I was like, yo, you dropping this tonight? He'd be back like, yeah, whatever. And then he sent me a rat emoji, and I'm like, I hit him with the 50 Cent. I was like, what to say fuck me for? Like, blah, blah, like, but I didn't like that shit. Don't send me a fucking rat emoji. I don't know, I just think a certain relationship, I just feel disappointed by the whole shit. I don't know, it just bothers me. Is it fine for it to bother me?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It could bother.
That's all.
An Akademiks spoke on the whole pretense at play. Check out some snippets.
These niggas don't like Drake, bro. Drake don't like them neither. So when I be hearing them talking about it, I'm like, bro, why don't you just be honest with y'all like biases, bro? It's cool. Your fans is going to still fuck with you. Joe, everybody's seen, if you're a fan of Joe, you've seen Drake play him and do little shit and, you know, like kind of taunt him for years. Joe is human. You're supposed to want that nigga to fail. The fuck? That's all I'm trying to say. So every time I hear these conversations, I'm like, they're not being honest. And these are my mans. These are my guys. But they're still not being honest. Because they be acting like, oh no, we're like neutral. Like, y'all not neutral. Y'all been waiting. Elliott been waiting to see Drake get humbled. Because I think this is my opinion right here. Elliott's seen Drake turn into something that he never seen an artist. Even Jay-Z, a guy he's fuck with, he's never seen an artist turn into where the artist, number one, now doesn't need him. Like, Jay doesn't need him, but Jay doesn't disrespect him. Jay, if anything, Jay has worked with him. Jay put him on a position for title. Drake is the type of nigga, he just disregards you, like, fuck you type shit. Like, you say something, yeah. And for me, it's like, you could publicly, like, ain't nothing wrong with publicly hating a nigga.
And especially in Joe Budden's case, he's been praying for what happened to Drake in 2024 for some years. We don't have to pretend. And Elliott Wilson is basically Access Media, so he is pissed he's lost access to a huge artist like Drake, the same way the Access Media guys have been salty about Eminem for years because they can't secure interviews. So in return, they pan his albums in reviews as revenge. And I'll be looking forward to your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching and see you on the next one.